The draft has been set, the decider match, a lot of very, very interesting picks coming from both SMG as well Team HAQ, but SMG does have the Faram, is one of the biggest threats here in MPL MY Season 10. The mirror matchup, it is going to be the Hylos as well as the Diggy to compensate their way through. Team HAQ versus SMG. We are going to be heading into the Land of Dawn because this is going to be game number 3.
Jumping into a final game, only one of these teams are going to survive. SMG on the blue side, HAQ on the red. Let's see how they're going to play this out. Sasa is going to help box out a little bit to increase his clear speed here, as mid lane Zyme Senpai is actually by himself. Atlas went into Ling's jungle to try and threaten him and slow him down as much as he can, forcing Gary to... Oh, actually, Gary didn't even have to use his retribution. Zorn's just chilling.
I was hoping a Revitalize or a Vengeance up on Lola. Seems like it's going to be Sprint. Oh, I'm sad. It's old meta. I know it's not really great, but... Oh,
who got
Gary.
it? Who got it? Oh, Gary's the one who got it. All right, he wins out on that first retribution fight, so Gary is going to be ahead here, while Hayabusa is going to have to take a sweet time.
Yep, and that is going to be a little bit of a slow start coming from both teams. I feel like there's not a lot of invades, except for Zyme Senpai just scouting out here and there. But it seems like he's forced to play in a very, very supportive role instead. And they are going to try and punish Gary, considering that the roamers are mirroring each other down bottom to protect the gold lane. So it's a battle between the gold laners coming from SMG and Team HAQ. And I like it, just because they realize how it is going to go through. But the flicker forward means first blood in the hands of Sasa.
Yep, Sasa already getting one. Zorn is still able to kind of help him out, but he needs to recall because Diggy's going to come back up in towards lane. Gary now setting up for a potential dive. He sees Zorn. Zorn's in trouble. Perfect match already coming out. Make it out just in time. Gary isn't going to jump on it just yet, but Yve is. She is going to chase him down, forcing that flicker out of him. He survives. However, on the top side, we do see Lola getting dove himself.
Sasa, however, is going to be next to fall potentially because here comes Team HAQ. Sasa down to 1 HP. Gary, he wants it. Does he want to sacrifice his life for it? Because now he doesn't have the energy. Zorn is there, but he doesn't have to fight the Link. Zyme Senpai is going to come in to save the day.
No.
And they want to go for the fight. They got in with Frozen Tempest Blade in time to get him out of there. But Zyme Senpai is sprinting his way through. He needs one more skill. His cooldown, and that is going to be the kill. He pulls Min back right as well.
Yep, mid lane now uncontested as these chain of events is working out for Team SMG. Zorn looking to get on top of Min so far. Fatal Legs, he's yoking him, delays it, secures the kill for Zyme Senpai.
You know, now that I think about it, the amount of chain pools that SMG has with the Fatal Links on top of Zyme Senpai's second skill, it's kind of ridiculous if you think about it.
I mean, the Shadow Stampede is a pretty good ability, and Zyme Senpai is consistently getting it at max range. Now, Lola being annoying as ever, trying to threaten Box so far with how tanky he is, but at the end of the day, Box is a level ahead of Gary.
Yeah, and currently, in terms of XP as well as economy, TM and SMG, when they give this kind of lead, they are going to snowball their way through, right? And the biggest win condition coming from Team HAQ is to make sure that Panda doesn't die, because eventually, into this later game, in terms of brawl fights, Boxman needs those massive items, and they're trying to win out as much as they can. Sasa, unfortunately for him, he died once. He got a kill. I would say it's still dead even between both Panda and Sasa in terms of farm right now.
I think we'll have to check that out in a little bit when we see the damage dealt or the gold earned. But so far with the sub-emblems, it's mostly about movement speed. But now, do they want to commit to the dive here? The Oki Shadow Kill is being used. Box doesn't want to go any further than this. As we see the rotations being made by Team HAQ, they back off, realizing, okay, big abilities are down, back to farming.
Yep. We are going to be farming their way through because it's just not worth taking a fight as of yet. Gary is just getting harassed, but I like how Zorn is making sure that he's keeping tabs on where Gary is most of the time. While SMG, they're just playing to their strength, knowing that Smooth is a little bit difficult for Team HAQ to actually punish, considering that they are focused on protecting Panda in terms of farm official. So Lola, not going to be able to do too much against his matchup. Like Smooth, he's taking a lot of damage, but at the same time, in a full-fledged team fight, if he can't get into his team fight quickly enough for the team or start an engagement from side Team HAQ, they are going to lose out.
Yep, real-world manipulation already coming out here, but a quick disengage from Team SMG. And especially with this turtle already up, Team SMG have an opportunity to actually try and 50-50 this and bait Team HAQ into a fight.
Yeah, SMG, as of yet, I think they've got the tools to do this. Like, Team HAQ, they're not in position to do anything. They're calling in Lola from the top, but it's going to take a little bit while. Time Journey comes in, baits out the Fatal Links, but at the same time, Zam Senpai is going to get pulled off. He does have the counter altar. He buys a little bit more time. SMG goes in for the reset, but Tempest Blade is going to be good enough to fight him off. Box trying to get a couple of pieces here and there, but the flame shot from afar. Smooth snipes sneaking his way through, and now Smooth is finally joining the party, and they are going to try to turn the tides against Team HAQ. However, Sasa is nowhere to be found, but Panda will try and reap away at the SMG's greed.
Oh, Zorn, he's still in trouble here. He's trying to think. He's trying to juke it out. Perfect match. Nicely done. Zorn is going to try and get out of here, forcing Gary to bring him under the turret. Gary, no energy to go even further. They trade Smooth for two members of Team HAQ again. They're just profiting off of these trades.
Yeah, that was a very, very close fight for SMG, considering how low Zion Senpai was trying to way through. If he did not pop his counter altar in time, that might have been it for SMG, and Team HAQ might have gotten a huge, huge lead right there. And as of yet, I feel like Gary is in a situation where he needs to start split pushing rather than joining team fights.
Well, I think team fights are still doable. I mean, that's kind of what both of their comps want to do. They want to kind of slowly bait each other out and use the real world manipulation just like this. But the glorious pathway ensures that he can't run away too fast. Fatal Links pulls back with Lola, but he does not care whatsoever. He's too big with the help of Min to save the day. They crack open mid-tier 1.
Well, as soon as I say that, I jinx myself. Panda, who's the big blazing duet. And alongside the glorious pathway with the slows, it actually helps Panda get into position to go in for the chase, and it's helping them. And currently, Gary in a very, very awkward position. He's looking for the challenge. He might actually die to this. No, he's going to be fine.
Yep. So far, Gary's doing really, really well, winning out on these retribution fights time and time again. He's going to get both purple buffs here. That's going to be huge for him because Hayabusa still needs a purple buff to be able to kind of manage his own energy.
Yep, 6 seconds left on the clock for the purple buff, and Retribution down on Gary with 10 seconds left, so it's not really much of an issue. So either ways, we'll still have the Retribution, but SMG, they have to be very, very careful on what they need to do next, because Lola is in the vicinity to zone them up, and while the split push is happening on the top side, Gary can rotate in very, very quickly as compared to the rest of the team from SMG.
Yep, but with Team HAQ already in position for this, they're going to start this turtle soon. Zorn is a little low to commence the fight, but the rest of the team isn't there. Team SMG not going to be contesting for this turtle. They're going to head back in towards lanes. It's not worth taking the risk.
Yeah, that's the power of what Link brings to the table, right? Like, it's all about split push potential. SMG can't really out-rotate them. They've got to just play for time. I was hoping Box is going to be able to rotate a little bit quicker, but Box is just having a very, very difficult time to find kills himself, and this is actually quite worrisome for Team SMG.
Yeah, honestly, I'm not too worried about Team SMG right now. They'll eventually come to their senses, but in the meantime, Team HAQ with an 800 gold lead, again, playing very, very slowly here. They can't afford to make a mistake, and especially with how volatile both compositions are, the moment one person is able to get ahead, like significantly ahead, it's pretty much over and done for.
Agreed. Zion Senpai is going to get stunned his way through. The Stampede comes in, but Glorious Pathway all by himself. Lola, the rest of the team is a little bit too low. He's going to get Fatal Link into the turret. He might actually just die here. Mistakes has been made. A little bit of miscommunication. Real Nation to zone him out to secure the purple buff as a salvaging point for Team HAQ.
Yep, they slowly push on backwards here. Blade of Tempest already finds one. The call altar is quickly dropped. Sasa doesn't die here as Fulvius comes and saves the day, picks up that kill as Sasa is able to pick up the Dinky. That's 3-4 nothing in favor of Team SMG, and that's what happens when you use the ults too early.
Oh, mistakes were made from Team HAQ, and SMG completely punished them. The HP is good, but Panda, he tries to salvage the fight. Like I said, he's a little bit late, but he almost died with 1 HP, sharing it with Sasa. But eventually he dies, Sword! He got the pick!
Wow. Okay, fair enough, fair enough. Give the man what his credit that he so deserves. Fulvius on top side, not going to be dealing with Gary right now. He's currently 2 levels down, and I think he still needs quite a bit of farm. However, Hayabusa, same plan, looking to split push. Both teams, their fallback is, I'm going to split push and see how much gold I can scrape up. And they haven't even been able to make at least 2K of a gold deficit for either side.
Oh, Team HAQ making a little bit too much of a desperation attempt, and it actually cost them getting picked off one by one, time and time again. Not exactly a good plan right there, Team HAQ, considering that they were in such a huge lead. And because of this, with Lord Attempt, being up and available, and Gary hasn't exactly synced up the lane yet. And you can see Box already anticipates what Gary is going to be doing, and he's already going to try and mirror Gary as much as he can and let the rest of his teammates do the heavy lifting. In this case, Sasa does see Panda in the vicinity, but are they going to be starting the fight anytime soon yet?
I think they are here. Do I see the Failings come out just yet? Yes, Zorn gets a catch on towards Gary's side. He's trying to back away. His Lao and Lola gets pulled back by the Shadow Stampede. Uses the Glorious Pathway. Real War Manipulation to slow them down to 50-50 in all. Panda in the middle of the fight with the Blazing Duet, but so far it's too late. Diggy's already down. The Call Altar comes out nice and late. So now they're pressing their advantage. Oki Shadow kill. Gonna be more than enough, but that Flame Shot finishes him off through the winds of nature. Lola on the run. Mon makes it out, and they find the kill onto Zorn, but 2 members had to die for it.
Yeah, I can understand why Lola was in that position. They wanted to stop SMG from going for those contribution fights, right? Box was nowhere near to be found. They were just focusing on Lola. He chose his body for it, but at the same time, they lost a little bit too much because I did not expect Panda to be picked off. And this, even though Team HAQ, they do have the Lord, SMG completely taking him out of the picture means that they are going to scale a little bit better. However, it's not over yet because it is still 50-50 in terms of economy, and one mistake will cost them the fight.
Yep, with Lord pushing down here so far, oh, things are working out well. Oh, I thought Team SMG was the one to get it. Oh, no. Team HAQ still able to 50-50 really nicely here. And now they're going to be crashing on towards if they can get the inhibitor. Fatal Link's already through. Demonic Force already finds Eve. It's over. They're pulling back. The Call Altar comes on through, but it's too late. Lola is trying to hold on for as long as possible. Oki, Shadow kill. Going to be more than enough. And they completely wipe out Team HAQ. Panda had no chance with a Blazing Duet.
Oh, that was just so unfortunate. SMG, they completely wiped the floor with that. Even though the lore was coming in, Team HAQ, they were not prepared for that engagement, and getting caught like that is not going to help them at all.
Oh, that's so unfortunate. Great combination coming out from Team SMG side. An extended fight indeed, but Team HAQ losing mid so fast right now. But they're back up. They're still healthy. This upcoming Lord does bring up a couple of questions. Who really is stronger in these team fights? It feels like if you're a second too slow on your ultimate, it's already over.
Yep, it all comes down to execution, right? Panda cannot be the first one to engage. He's got to take advantage of the Glorious Pathway to set up for the Blazing Duet. If Panda is the first one to fall, that's it, pretty much it for Team HAQ. But
Yeah.
for Team SMG, even if they lose Sasa from the get-go, they still have Smooth, they still have Box, they still have Zyme Senpoi, just prolonging the fight. But it's difficult. It's really difficult to say who is the right letter, but I feel like it all comes down to that one big pickoff.
Speaking of pickoff here, they're slowly controlling this riverside for the side for Team HAQ. They understand what they need to do. Team SMG, same thing, controlling key points on the map, sitting by Tri-Brush, waiting around the riverside, making sure that they stick as a squad. However, Team HAQ, they do have better mobility. Box is looking to rotate down to bot side, but he's not
scared.
entirely sure. And I understand the sentiment here. Gary slow pushing the wave, letting the minions do the work for him as they draw a line in the middle of the map saying, hey, this is no man's land.
Yeah, I definitely agree. It's all about the waiting game. I like how Gary is just sneaking down below. He wants to snipe the tier 2 on the minimap. That's a very cheeky play, but is it worth it? That's going to be a question, because SMG, they may look to throw in for the fight, because as of yet, they are setting up for the Lord Pete. Zorn is here showing himself as well, but he does use his split bonds right now. So that is going to be nothing much happening. Both teams just sitting idly.
Yep, I mean, there's nothing they can really do. It really comes down to who makes that first mistake. And with the gold lead being so dead even, I mean, Team SMG, they can wait for 42. They are 1.1k ahead. It's a very small margin, but if they can hit that margin right by that perfect window, Team HAQ gonna have some trouble.
Yeah, and now Lord Bates coming in. Creep Wave's gonna be pushing down on the bottom side. Team HAQ, it's gonna scare SMG a little bit. Box is gonna be showing himself to clear the minions down bottom, but Gary's just sitting still very patiently and looking to go for a potential purple buff steal. But now Box already in position, and he's gonna try and secure his purple buff before they force a fight. But Team HAQ, they have to concede Lord control just because of how Gary doesn't have the purple buff yet.
Yeah, he needs that purple buff here. Gary's gonna just hover around this
Oh,
so
he does.
far.
He does have.
He does have it now, but Min, he is making sure that he is creeping up and slowly gaining more and more space with those auto alarm bombs. The 50-50 comes through. Real one manipulation already down. It's going to be falling into the hands of Team HAQ. Smooth trying his best to cancel it, but it's a little too late. He gives up his life, and it is done. Team SMG miss the window, and now Team HAQ have that ever so slight lead.
Yeah, Box was a little bit late to join the party as well. He couldn't exactly get in position with the Retribution. On top of all, the Cult Altar was in the vicinity. I think he was chunked out, and that's the reason why he wasn't able to go for the Retribution. Well, that's the thing. It's very, very difficult. He might have mistimed it. Yeah, most likely he's going to be mistimed it. He's on cooldown. But from Team HAQ's side, I'm surprised they're able to draw out that fight in their favor just because of how Smooth is caught out in position with the Demonic Force.
It just shows the power of real world manipulation. Using it as a zoning tool, you walk into it instantly, you get stunned. That could be the difference maker in these Lord fights. Now, Team SMG taking defensive positions. As we look at the items so far, they're getting close to their full builds. Now, they should be losing their outer turrets here, but Gary immediately takes advantage of this Demonic Force not being used just yet, but the Tempest of Blades already used. He ends up dying. He's gonna come back to life. Immortality switch over to oh, just in time. He manages to get on out of there with the Winter Truncheon. Now the rest of his team is in trouble as Team SMG drops down the Cult Altar. The Lord is pushing through. Box, he has to turn this around somehow. Can he pull it through? Zoran in the middle of Lola's face, but Lola's so very tanky. Fatal links to ensure that one of them won't survive. Killing spree for Box.
Yo, can I take a moment to appreciate what Gary just did there? He had the immortality, he died, he sold it, bought the Winter Truncheon, used it, bought enough time, and still got out of it. So I've never seen this happen before and escape. People have done it before, but they eventually still die. But for him to pull that off, that's gotta be clutch value right there.
Truly clutch value. I mean, this game is quite the stalemate as we get in towards the ultra late game stages. Team SMG filling up, getting full items to their carries. Team HAQ, on the other hand, now getting access to their buff. This was not the situation. 19-8 so far, and yet here we are, Team HAQ, looking with the structural advantage.
Gary once again going for the split push potential, and SMG, they're getting sick of him. So it seems like they want to go for the control, but we do see a little bit of damage power spike coming from Box. He does have the high and dry. He does hit a little bit hard, so they've got to be worried about his position. Even though it's 3-0-8, Box cannot be underestimated. But speaking of which, Fatal Link comes in. They're dropping down pretty low. Count Altar preemptively used as well. But the real manipulation, they're slowing them down. And the big blazing duet is gonna come in. And Panda isolates Sasa, but Sasa wins his 1v1. And that's gonna be Panda getting taken out as the rest of Team out there are gonna get completely chased down. And Man is gonna be the next to fall. And SMG comes up on top.
Gary, is he gonna go for the back door here?
Yo,
somebody recall.
He's got to.
Somebody recall. He's gonna try for it. He's gonna absolutely try for it. He's got the minion sword. It's trying to stop him as soon as possible, but get higher boost to make it there in time. Gary, he's gonna go for the back door here.
They've got to kill him. They've got to kill him.
Links is gonna buy that time. It's too late. It's too late. Team SMG walk away 2-1. Even when Team HAQ was so very close. A sigh of relief from Zorn. What a close game.
You could see the face on Zion Senpai. He thought, oh my goodness, we might have just lost then and there. He was panicking his way through. But eventually, they came up on top. That was as close as it gets. Team